Black conservatives are everywhere.
That's why I'm here to show my support as a black man for Trump.
Pollsters can't get enough of them.
The historic levels of support the Republicans are getting from black folk under Trump.
Donald Trump is cozying up to them.
Come here, let me give you a hug.
And the RNC was full of them.
President Trump, we have the greatest economy in our lifetime.
America is not a racist country.
Can you imagine President Donald Trump coming to a city and calling a pastor like me?
You've probably heard a lot of people talking about black Republicans, but I spent all of the RNC talking to black Republicans.
So it is with being a black conservative. I equate it to being gay back in the 50s or 60s. You didn't come out the closet then.
And so you look at the people who really saying that about Trump. It's not no uppity Negroes, it's Negroes out the real hood.
And that's one reason why I'm pro-Trump and I'm a conservative, is because I truly believe in the individualistic approach to the problems that we see within the black community or in America as a whole.
One of the best interviews I've ever listened to, and this is Charleston White.
But I want to know why you wore that Trump hat in here. Tell me about this Trump hat.
I'm a die-hard Trump supporter. In my household, you got Martin Luther King, you got Jesus, and you got Donald Trump.
Wait a minute.
Not in that particular order, but yeah, you got Martin Luther King, Jesus, and Donald Trump.
Why you got Donald Trump? Now, you know, well, I'm a straight Democrat, but I'm for the best person.
Yes, sir.
Now, why you got Donald Trump?
Because I paid attention in school when I was a kid, and so I know the true history of both the Republican and Democratic Party. I know that they really didn't switch during the Nixon Southern strategy. That one became more clever than the other in dealing with black people. We the Democrats niggas. We got away. We were the Republicans' friends. We was their friends, but we were the Democrats niggas. When you look at the origins of the Ku Klux Klan, it originated out of the Democratic Party.
The Ku Klux Klan?
It did.
Okay.
Every civil rights legislation that ever has been passed in this country was authored, written, sponsored, and voted on 100% by Republicans and not Democrats. Every civil rights legislation.
Pause there for a second, because what he's talking about as far as civil rights acts is really, really important and something everybody needs to understand. Let's go back in time. So the Civil War fought between the North and the South. And by the way, the North is being led by President Lincoln, who was the first Republican president of the country, 1861, 1865. President Lincoln came out with the Emancipation Proclamation in 1863, which freed the slaves, but it wasn't a law. It was an incredibly powerful document. It was an incredibly significant moment in American history, but it wasn't a law. It wasn't until after the Civil War that, again, the Republicans, as Charleston White is saying, the Republicans wrote, sponsored, got the votes for 3 amendments to the Constitution. Now we're talking about laws. So the 13th Amendment was legalization. You think of it that way. It made the blacks free in this country. So it turned the Emancipation Proclamation from a proclamation into law. The blacks are now free. The 14th Amendment gave black people in this country citizenship. And then the 15th Amendment gave black people the right to vote. So it's really important that everybody understand not just those amendments, but where they came from. And it was 100% the Republican Party. It's nice.
And seeing Donald Trump receiving an award with Muhammad Ali, Rosa Parks from the NAACP. Not only that, he engaged and interacted in our culture from the 80s throughout the 90s and even the 2000s, from rappers to Michael Jackson. So when we looked out into our culture, his face appeared many, many times. So for me to grow up now and then hear the media, because before the media started saying he was racist, I never heard a black leader say it. I never heard my grandmother say it. I never heard no one even mention anything bad about him other than rappers giving him praise in over 300 to 600 rap songs. So for the media to say, oh, he's racist, I knew they were playing con on us. And I can remember when America was great. I can remember when black children could play outside all day long and you didn't hear about kids being kidnapped. You didn't hear about drive-by shootings. I remember when black people celebrated Juneteenth, we ate together on Sunday. That was great during those times. So I remember when America was great. And you talking to a 46-year-old man whose first generation kid who got to experience Dr. King's dream of going to school and holding hands and living next door to white people. Black people really didn't do that in the 70s. They done it in the 80s when I grew up.
And the facts are on the side of the Republicans. Take a listen.
They really gonna hate hearing these facts.
The Republican Party is a party of hate. Always was and always will be. At least if you're a Democrat, that's what you believe. But here's a little fun fact, a little history lesson. Who was the president that caused the Trail of Tears? Andrew Jackson, a Democrat. What about the president who threw Japanese in internment camps? Franklin D. Roosevelt, a Democrat. Who was the president that outlawed the KKK? Ulysses S. Grant, a Republican. You know, the Klan, who was started after Reconstruction, formed by Southern Democrats. Ooh, this is a good one. Who was the party that championed for women's rights? Republicans. Did you know Susan B. Anthony was a Republican? I didn't know that. Well, now you know. You know, in 1964, the Democrats opposed the Civil Rights Act? How dare they? Yet it was still able to be passed thanks to House Republicans. Shit, I could do this all night. And of course, the misinformed will deny it and come to my page and leave hateful comments and insults. But I lead with facts. Liberals lead with emotion.
This young man is 110% correct. Take a listen.
Brother is right. Democrats all voted against no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, and no tax on Social Security. They want to just keep taxing the hell out of you.
So I'm just going to say this. Anytime you hear Democrats say that they're the party of the working class, they a goddamn lie. Every Democrat in the House just voted against no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, and no tax on Social Security. They hate Donald Trump so bad that they won't give the American people a win. So in 2026, when you go to the poll, remember this. Remember this. They don't give a damn about you. Those that's trying to save y'all money, guess what? They protesting it. In New York, they got congestion prices. So they're trying to fight the federal government to charge you to travel on public roads. They don't give a damn about the middle class. They really don't. So Democrats, when you don't got to pay no taxes on tip and you ain't got to pay no taxes on overtime, you better make sure you get on your knees when you thank Donald Trump. Because the same party you represent is full of shit, and they showed us tonight.
We can keep watching these videos all day long and twice on Sunday. The question really comes down to, does any of the data support it? I wish I could go back further in time because I think we know and feel and see that the black vote is trending away from Democrats and towards Republicans, but at least we've got some data from 2020 and 2024. So if we look at black men that voted for Donald Trump in 2020, it was 12%. Well, in 2024, that number just a little bit more than doubled, all the way up to 25%, which is a huge difference. We can do the same thing for women. The black women voted for Trump 6% in 2020. And in 2024, that number jumped up to 9%. So again, it's significant. We've got some data to back up what we're all seeing, hearing, and feeling. Thanks for listening, and I hope you all enjoyed the video. If you got anything out of it of benefit, and I truly hope you did, then please, by all means, give us a thumbs up, like the video, comment in it. I'll certainly look for comments and look forward to replying. Subscribe because I'm going to keep coming out with great content. And if you know anybody else who you think would enjoy the video or benefit from it, then by all means, please share it with them. Until next time, God bless. Love you all.